Hello, everybody. This is me and George. It's actually half me and George. My other half's out of town. So if I'm a little absent-minded, it's because I'm only half here. This is a game George and I played recently. I don't remember when it was. One of our kadoban games. He'd take me down from 4 to 3 stones, and he beat me very cleanly at 3 stones here. So let's see how he did that. All straightforward. He plays a funny move. I've never seen this before. At first, I thought it was a misclick. So I said, "Oh, you want that back?" He says, "No." I'm like, okay. I actually went over this with Chris. Most of you know who Chris is. And he said, "Really?" And I'm not sure he had seen it either, but it pretty much transposes to the other Giuseppes.
Okay, yeah, interesting. Because actually, I remember in a video that we did with him, he mentioned this shape, but in a slightly different position.
Huh.
Yeah, and usually this shape is better for black. I heard so.
Yeah.
White, I think, usually doesn't want to go this way, but I saw this move in a video by Awesome Baduk, I believe, a Korean professional. And she goes over this move and calls it a trick move. But I think it's the worst result is still not bad for black. Maybe a little under, but
You mentioned that. How did you phrase this? That this isn't that something about it being less for black.
Less for white.
Better for black.
Yeah, better for black. Yeah.
Yeah.
And usually white doesn't want to go this way.
I would rephrase that and say that most strong players prefer black here. I haven't really heard any of them say that black is better, but they just love Sente so much. You know, I get to go do something. You know, it's just really meaningful to them. Is how I tend to think about it, which doesn't make that right. Okay. So I went this way, drop down, work with the corner. George, why did you fill here?
I nearly didn't fill, and I think AI slightly prefers playing away. But I don't know. I guess I kind of like how there might be some bad RG there for white, but to be honest, I'm not really sure how to use that. So perhaps I should have played away.
Well, I sure thought it was a mistake. And Chris thought, I showed this game to him, and he thought at first it was a mistake. And about 2 minutes later, he says, "Wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. When playing, I didn't realize this, but I went over it with AI afterwards, and it really wants black to cut. I think very early on, but I didn't know of this.
I had no idea that you get to capture the 3. If I knew that, I totally feel too, because those cuts are actually meaningful. They're not a little tiny cut. No, I mean it's the health of white's group. Let's say black plays it this way, which is more likely. Well, that cut can be extremely meaningful too at the right time. So this first time I've seen this, and I didn't even dawn on me that those cuts meant something. Of course I'm fine there. You can't cut me, but you sure could. You never did. Well, you did. No, you never did. You killed me, but you didn't cut me. For white here, if we assume, as I think both of us did, that that white's fine around A, there's no particular cuts there. Now that's not true, but let's pretend it's true, because that's how I was looking at it. To me, that means I'm drooling over the B group. What a heavy group. How soon can I get over there? George simply walked away from us. Okay, he's back. So you see my premise, George, that I'm looking for a future, not now, a future against the B group.
Yes.
Yeah, looking heavy to me. So I asked Chris, if I wanted a future against that D group, which approach might bring that about, has a better success? Because in my mind, I don't know. I'm seeing stuff there. And what about this? I can enter as I attack. Every way I look at it, I'm seeing potential. Now, at this point, he also didn't see the corner problem, the D corner problem. Saying, well, yeah, well, they're all fine. There's no, he didn't see any particular way. He says, there's a good chance that this is the best way. And I'm like, wait a minute, what do you mean? What does that mean? He's like, well, if you're black is going to want to do something about this rather than something on top, kind of like leading in that direction. And that's when he finally says, oh, actually, the best way to do it is here. And I'm like, what the heck are you talking about? He says, I didn't see it either. And that's when we both saw, the corner. He says, you have to go here if you have any hope against the court, against this group at all. It's just funny. Little light went on in his head. And he kind of held it on there all cool. Well, how about here? Knowing I go, what? Okay, so I came in. I didn't know if this was appropriate or not. He says it seemed perfectly fine. Because it's not an easy place for white to live. It's not the widest. It's not particularly the biggest territorially. So it's still something I'm pondering.
Could I have pinched there? Pinched?
I certainly don't see why not. He showed that as one of the variations. So you do get the top, but it's kind of close quarters for you, less so for me. He seemed to think this was a little better for white.
Okay.
And this was just me trying to eventually get up to the attack. He complimented you a few times when he was looking at this game. And the way he phrased it, he says, when George plays you, he plays pretty good sometimes. It's like he really shows some strength. Against other players, not so much. I mean, not as in an insult, but like against me, you're coming up with some very strong dawn strength moves. And another one later, he said, wow, I'm impressed that George found that.
But he was happy with my jump outs?
He was.
Okay.
And I really questioned it. I mean, I'm like, I wouldn't know what to do here as black. I tend to get hung up on, I'm supposed to be doing something exceptional. And it's like, well, he's walking out. And I'm actually presently trying to get back to enjoying the simplicity of just playing basic moves. Anyway, so he liked that. I think I better do this. You ignored. Absolutely, no question about it. Ignore.
And what about white not playing Q18? Because my last move wasn't really an attack on the white group, right?
Yeah. I didn't like it because, let's look at it this way. Say you play here, I play away. You play here, I play away. And now the game starts. And as things develop, my group is really going to be hurting.
Yeah.
So transposing that as the game is played out here and we have black stones, am I free to play in the center? Yikes. I kind of don't think so. You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
Sure.
So this isn't for points. It's so that later I'm not afraid in the center.
So I don't know. I mean, after knowing that, maybe I should play, for example, P18 before I jumped, because if you're weak enough to warrant a response from that group, why don't I put some pressure on before coming out?
Yeah, that's a great question. So the reason is you get to play here. So let's do it this way.
Okay, yeah, of course.
I feel a lot better about this group. I know it's a lot of information. I'm thicker and can handle things better. It's hard. Maybe I'm a little torn here. He liked me playing here. He said all three are played regularly. But of course, A is my moves suggesting so many interesting things as I get out. So getting out with action.
And I guess especially in a handicap game, to try to do a little bit more probably makes more sense, right, than just jumping out.
True. That is true. If there was any significant problem with this move, then it's not like, well, let's try it in a handicap game. No, it's a valid move, which totally fits an even up game too. But you're right. The attitude might be one of trying to do more. You like that? Loved this. Is of course only move. I like it because it really puts black with no idea what to do here. What does black do? It makes for interesting. You loved my playing away. This is the move he was impressed with. Says George played there. Wow. George plays so good when he plays against you. Because yeah, he was really impressed with this. As was I. It kind of struck me to the core. First, you ignored my upper right. You ignored the bottom right. You have your eye on the ball here. This right side is what the game is all about. And now that you're very solid here in getting out, I mean, this is a nice solid move. Oh, I'm going to get cut. I can't surrender. I have nothing to do. This is a good move. You played that. I'm like, holy cow. Who is this guy?
And I guess, I mean, my feeling is that after I push up at G5 and you play away, I have no other option but to follow up. Is that am I correct in saying that?
Considered that perspective. But yeah, this is I was kind of thinking of it as I'm building the bottom as I perhaps do something against white. But no, you're right. This is I'm ready to start coming through. First thing I want to do, get strong. Now I'm ready. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah. So better and better.
And also the move that came to mind before my G5 move was this move, the D11 move. So I was thinking, oh, I should probably play this move, but I thought it's a kind of like a half help move, right?
Yeah,
Coming
I
up
love
at
this move.
G5.
It's a beautiful move.
It helps my D9 stone, I think.
Now, one could see this as slow, little tiny step, little tiny step. Oh, but they just do gobs of stuff on this board. I was really impressed. George, you have such potential of being just totally strong 5-done, really.
And so he liked you playing away, I imagine, because if you follow up, there's a danger of white getting heavy, perhaps, and playing this way means more likely that white's prepared to give up something.
In my mind, it's, well, the bottom's very big, and you're not going to kill me. It's hard to even hurt me. It's a very flexible group, so there's no need to play there. If it looked this way, then I have a reason to continue here, right? But as it is, I can't hurt the Blackstone. Why would I play here? Not for defense, not for attack, certainly not for points. So as far as I can see, it's the only idea. Did that answer your question?
Yeah. Thanks, yeah.
Okay. My little George is growing up. It's so cute. He liked this. And then here, something been, a minute ago, we talked about my feelings about this move, and it struck a memory. Decades ago, in my local Go club, physical club, a newcomer came in, and people misunderstood. He was Asian, and maybe it was his accent, I don't remember, but they misunderstood what he said when it came to his rank. So he was a medium to high Dawn player, but they thought he said low Dawn player. So I come in the room and they say, oh, Lance, you should play him. So we played, I don't even remember the handicap. I think it was 5. And he's like a 5-Dawn. And he thinks I'm super strong, and I think it's a normal handicap. And A is the sort of moves he was playing everywhere. Strong, solid. And I'm like pressing, and he's like, okay, I'm going to respect this guy. And he just maintained this overall board strength that left me nothing. And then after the game, it became clear that no, I'm not 1-Dawn, I'm 5-Dawn, that kind of thing. It was just, I hadn't thought of that memory in forever. Okay, back to reality. Chris liked this move of mine. But here, it's something I've been working on. In my games, it's becoming clear that I'm really focusing too much on points and not enough in overall board position. So I tend to play this. It brings up the B spot. Well, let's just look at it. On the right button here. You can't let me cut here. So I have chances here for life. So I'm playing this to get in the corner. for that Aji for later. And Chris says, well, you have to play here. Now, I knew at the time I played the move, and I knew when he was talking about it. This is the move. There's no question in my mind. But I don't get the corner in the same way. It's like a ko instead of just life or something. But the reason is it brings up this move, while my move doesn't bring this up. So this is the shape move for my life, for the territory on the left, and there's still at least ko for all the things I wanted in the corner. I kind of said that roundabout. Did it make some sense?
Made sense. From this position, I assume black would now Atari. And then I guess I can either perhaps play the ko or play c10 or something to that effect.
Well, I don't know. As usual, I have no idea. So I would just real quick go through and say, would it be for defense of the A group? No, you're like incredibly rock solid. Is it somehow to help the B group? No. Okay, how's this C group doing? I would say if you want to bother the C group, coming down would make a lot more sense. So I'm not sure why you'd want to retire it.
I guess my feeling is that if I do end up capturing that single stone, it's going to hurt the C group, which helps my B stones.
I don't know. I don't feel hurt at all.
Yeah. Okay, sure. Okay. And I was very aware, of course, of the C3 RG for white, but the reason I thought I have to play B4 because if I come back at C3, that doesn't do justice to my super thick moves at G5 and D11. So I have to kind of keep applying the pressure, right?
Yeah.
And forget about
the
RG.
Whole bit about one, it's not about your health anymore.
Yeah.
And you obviously in this game are not looking for points. Points this is something Q players have such a hard time with. Me too. I'm too focused on points. You know, it's not about the points, it's about the position. And you're so solid on the bottom, why would you spend a move for a couple of points? Makes no sense. Funny, I do not even remember you making this move. Wow, that's a beautiful move, George. I have no memory of you playing this. Wow. Okay, check this out. Solid, solid, solid. Enough of this solid nonsense. Let's get going. Yeah. You have enough strength so that you can really stretch out and start working things.
Looks like a tidal. It looks like a tidal wave that's about to break on the O3 stone.
Yeah. Actually, I was reviewing one of my lessons with a pro just yesterday, and he said that. What did he say? You play the thick moves so that you can play the thin ones, something like that. And I never really thought about it that way. And this is an example. It's like, you're so thick here. Time to just you go as fast as you want. Okay. And my fear is if I connect, I don't know, dead or something. So I really feel that I need to, get some stuff going on here. I felt good that I was able to get comfortable life, and I didn't mind having, hey, I got 6 points rather than 2. I mean, it sounds petty, but I was happy about that. And then this move. Thank you, Mr. Yang. Finish, do your thing, and then finish it. I really questioned this at the time. But if you don't play this, everything starts perking back up. I have potential here. Atari, and then clean it up. And you
It's a
have
funny kind of move because I mean I think partially why I played it is it looks like a move that a strong player would play, but I
yeah.
think that I guess the kind of idea is that I push white in a direction. It hurts my stones on the left, but now I'm coming back to fix that problem.
Yeah.
But my question is why am I playing that Atari if that's the move you want to play anyway? Like if I don't play the Atari, you're going to play that way.
Well, it is double sente. It's double sente-ish.
Yeah.
And of course, the result, you completely helped the A group. You've completely helped the B group. You've demolished the C group. You're now amazing in the center. It's like wonderful combination. The end result is so good for you.
Mm.
It's hard to imagine this being at all slow. Here, I had a real decision to make. So time to play away. I'm working on the bottom. What do I do? Well, the idea of playing, I'll just play a gote move. I'm not ready to say this is bad. But to put you in control here felt like a wrong thing to do. So I decided to say, I'm going to take the corner, easy life, and I dare you to kill the bottom. Now, I like this idea. I believe this is an idea I've always done and I'll continue to do. But in this case, it seems to be a little edgy. Like, black is awfully strong here. Are you sure you want to do that? So it might be wrong in this case.
What did Chris say here?
We didn't get this far. We got to here, I think, something like that. So we're on our own now. Okay.
I kind of thought maybe instead of my last move, I should have played M3 or something to that effect.
Good question. This kind of gives white what he wanted, right? Like at the corner, and you have to invest another move. I prefer.
Yeah.
No, I honestly don't know right or wrong here. We have totally in the deep end of the pool. You're saying, go ahead and live. Is that the right thing to say? Well, let's apply a couple normal thoughts. Is it hard for white? It looks like it's going to be real hard for white. Well, that's usually the test.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I actually, in a way, like it because it seems quite a patient move. And
yeah.
It seems to be saying that, yeah, white, sure, you can live on the bottom, no problem, but I'm gonna profit somewhere. You know, whether it's gonna be the turn at R8 or building up a Moyo in the center, it should come somehow.
Yeah.
And also I can flatten the
so
group on top.
The way you think about the game now and the moves it produces. Now, you still have a lot of games where you're off in Q land. But man, more and more, you're coming up with consistent, strong Don moves. And when that lands, when you land on a spot, it's not going to be one level higher than you are now. No, it's going to be 4 levels higher than you are now because you really put some work into the foundations here. This move, I considered this a mistake. But I have no idea. Now when I cut, I have a million forcing moves. And you saying you don't care. That doesn't seem right to me. What's the alternative? Here, let's just look at it. I don't know. I see what you're doing, but I felt pretty good. And then here, oh, how much readout did you put in here?
I didn't realize the extent of the bad RG that I have when you pushed. So not enough is the answer, I think.
Is there a way I could have done it differently?
And at one point I thought it was game over, but I just about managed to escape.
It wasn't till right around here that I started looking at these amazingly strong stones, and I go, uh-oh. I started reading, I go, oh, it doesn't work. I found in my many years, it's funny to think I've been playing 6-dan level for 40 years. That is such a strange thought. And back then, 6-dan meant something. Nowadays, it's kindergarten. Everyone's 6-dan, you know? But back then was not the case. And this thickness, man, it always comes back. That thickness that you made always ends up being the game changer. Man, it just doesn't work. And of course, I'm thinking, yeah, but I can cut him. Oh, I think there's something here. Except you can play this way, and it's nothing. No cuts. So, so starting here, black escaped. But you yourself have removed 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15 points of your own territory.
Yeah.
And I gave you about 15 points, or 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 20 points. So the overall net, you're not getting very many. So I'm asking you to take them.
Yeah. Sure.
So to me, that means that way back here, it's like, nah, can't be right.
Yeah.
Unless the superhuman computer reads it all out and says, it is best because of, well, yeah. I mean, there's always a chance that some strange thing is happening, but yeah, it's just so many forcing moves. You play so many, yeah. Okay, so back here, I don't mind being cut. This seems, I feel like I'm finally getting a chance in the game. You're spending, I don't know. This is really hard stuff. I guess if you don't play this, we're pretty much saying White's going to find life with all this thickness. And your move is saying, no, you're not going to find life.
Yeah, and I mean, if I cleanly kill the bottom group, I feel like I still potentially have an attack on whatever group you form in the center.
Yeah.
As well as the turn I have at R8 and everything.
Yeah.
That's a nice move. I don't think I would have found that as white. The M6.
Okay, so what you said here is, if I kill the A, it's not about the A stones so much. It's nice. Yeah, A stones are nice. But it means white has no help with his B group anymore. You have a fresh, new slate to go kill the B group, chase the B group. And that is something I use constantly. Yeah. Kill the small thing, clean everything up. That means his tail is ready to chase. What's the fear here? Is the fear that I'm going to play here and get a little bit of shape?
Yeah, I guess so. I feel like after the capture, I'm actually prepared to attack you. But before the capture,
yeah, seems true. Yeah. Positions like this that are unusual really takes a pro to be able to see it clearly. You and I are like, well, I think this, well, maybe that. Makes sense to captures, like finishes the job. And that's something you're starting to do more and more. And we've seen it a few times in this game. Finish the job. Don't let it hang. So at this point, I feel like I've succeeded. Your bottom area is limited. However, you're still way ahead on points. So I did succeed in stopping you from getting this amazingly large thing, but I'm still left with a weak group and I don't have enough points, and the upper left is still happening. This was nice. You want to attack my center, so you start with a contact move. George. There are a few ideas here, but contact move, yeah, very attractive way of thinking about it. And then you start in. You hit the shape point. So you are all the way around. You're on my left, bottom, top. I have a little room on the right, but not a lot. Very nice. Oh, strong. How many extra points is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 4, 20? And now there's a new tail that you can chase.
Yeah, exactly. Keeps the pressure up.
Yeah. Oh, that's a strong move, George. Again, finishing the job. Now, you could do something. Go ahead.
If I didn't play there, I have liberty issues coming up, right? If you play the Hane, I'm suddenly having some liberty issues.
Mean here?
No, as if I don't play my thick move and you.
Right. Then all of a sudden, this is looking like Sente. If you do that, then it is, yeah. So coming out, and I'm thinking, don't Hane, because that just helps. Oh, but I got an extra 5 points. No. Just clean it up. Don't give me any help. Nice timing. Oh, beautiful timing. I cannot attack you. At this point, I cannot attack your corner. I come out helping my center. Oh, now I'm ready. You're like, boom. Oh, perfect timing. Very nice. Okay, I'm out of the woods. Whew. But again, I'm just low on points. Love the move. White, once I capture here, I'm ready to start. Gosh, I've been looking at this move for so long. And maybe I should have, stretched further and tried something. So at this point, I do not have time to take care of. If I defend my upper left corner, I simply do not have enough points. So I'm going to go get some more points and trust that I'm okay. Okay, all makes sense. And here, I'm thinking, I don't want to read this out. If I read this out, it might mean to be responsible, I have to live in the corner. I don't want to be responsible. I want to stretch as thin as I can. I need points. I dare you to kill me. Go ahead, kill me. I dare you. Well, I'll get my points. And I'm like, what? No, I don't believe you. I still don't believe you, kind of. But if I Atari, you can still just play in. Oh, do I live?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is there life here? I remember after I played my move, I thought, oh, I should have thrown in first. Now I'm dead with the bent four in the corner. But if I play here first, no, still dead.
Hmm.
So I'm just dead. Any chance here? Looks like I'm just dead.
Hmm.
And you just way ahead on points. Is there anything else? Did I try a little bit here? I think it's here I gave up. Yeah. Good going, George. Really well played.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
Fun game.
Okay, viewers, please take note of the attitude George played with, the moves it produced. He didn't care about the points. He cared about the position. Really excellent traits on how to get stronger. Okay, catch you all later. Bye.
Bye-bye.